Hi Catherine, Riley here. This week's vlog topic is on the Internet of Everything, and in this week we had Dr.Stephan Marks come in and discuss what he thinks the Internet of Everything is, and explained quite a few terms and things that I really didn't know before. The reason I've got these birds going over my head is because it confused the heck out of me. It made me realize that it's just huge, the amount of things that it applies to, and yeah, let's get started. So firstly, I'm going to start with a definition by the Open Mind. So that's a really good technology blog that I found. The Internet of Everything was listed as one of the top trends of 2015. So the term is a fairly new term, and there's confusion about the difference between the Internet of Everything, IoE, and the Internet of Things, IoT. So we're talking about the Internet of Things. To clarify that, we're going to start with the definition. The Internet of Everything. This is bringing together people, process, data, and things to make network connections more relevant and valuable than ever before. So this is turning information into actions that create new capabilities, richer experiences, and unpredicted economic opportunity for businesses, individuals, and countries. So for me as a marketing, hopefully one day expert, it seems pretty fruitful. Now, it's not always been there, but as Stephen said, it's now kicking off thanks to marketing. It's connected not to just people, but stuff and the growth. I mean, that was really amazing. By 2020, they used trillion. 2013, the ratio to connected devices, we had 1 to 0.8. And it's expected that in 2030, it's going to be 1 to 100. It's pretty incredible. In 1992, we had 1 million computers, and now we have 50.1 billion, in an explosion of connected possibilities. He went through the history of the things that led up to the Internet of Things. In the 90s, they had RFID, which is radio frequency identification. So, mobile connections of trucks, say, inside a rubbish bin to the business centre. In 1982, Coke had their vending machine, and it started communicating when they were out of Coke. Again, pretty scary what machines are doing, even in 1982. He talked about the ingredients. So we've got devices, sensors, communications, and low power WANs. The infrastructure, which is API, M2M, protocols, cloud, fog, that sort of thing. The software, which was data management, like L, which was machine learning and data analysis. And then adding to the mix. So it's increasing functionality, capability, capacity, connectivity. It's also decreasing in size and power consumption. So, I mean, you can see that with the latest iPhones and things like that. It just seems to get smaller and smaller and more intelligent. The Internet of Things and everything is not a physical entity necessarily, does not separate it from the Internet, but it's more of a complex interlinked with multiple layers of connectivity. So, who's using it? Buildings, energy consumers, and home healthcare, and life science, industrial, transportation, retail, security and public safety, IT, and networks. Everyone, even the ones that don't realize they're using it. I use it in my job and I didn't even know. The ideal, so one API for all devices are connected, everything can be sensed, tracked, and controlled from everywhere. Just total transparency. Massive amounts of data flowing endlessly would also be a dream. And machine-based learning, which really freaks me out. Problems. With any great thing comes a lot of problems. DDoS, viruses, malwares. An example that he gave was Stuxnet. there was a lot of really weird stories about people putting cameras inside things and it leaking onto the internet. So I can see how that could happen. Hopefully not to me one day. One thing that I found really interesting is he was saying that they managed to overpower, I think it was Osama bin Laden's computer system, and they managed to send so many transmitter signals to their devices that they essentially fried them. So that's got to be pretty awesome to do that to, the evil people in the world. Technical problems. Probably more terms that he understood and not so much me. IPv6, a beginning, data volume, infrastructure, capacity, processing capacity, buzzword, and big data. Kind of come into the problem of having the bucket of remotes, so too many different systems and manufacturers, closed versus open systems, etc. What are the silver linings? So the Internet of Things World Conference themes, and this again is coming from Stephen, the second wave, tried, tested, now it starts to get real. Overhyped, platform to overkill, security is being addressed, new networking principles. Then he talked a little bit about creativity, which is something that in this kind of world where everything's controlled by machines, creativity is the one thing that they haven't quite got to. So it's going to be an endless battle for AOL. As technology finds that extremely hard to replace or replicate. Makes a different recipe for pasta or something like that. Like you can't necessarily, a computer can't taste or feel what a chef might do. A quote that really stuck with me and that I'll end on today is marketing moves as fast and technology responds, which I think is true. And for me, trying to find a job out there now, it's kind of teaching your brain to constantly adapt to what's happening because it's constantly happening and constantly adapting. So as a marketer, I have to really be able to move fast in order to keep up with society. Well, that was the Internet of Things. Thank you for listening. I think that's my last vlog. And thank you.